Are you the firstborn?
No, second. But I was considered the black sheep of the family.
I was waiting for you to say it on your own. I didn't want to insult the office that you sit
in. The black sheep of my family. But I had so much fun, Daktari. We had our fun. And I want to tell you that, it was not like it is today. To have sex was not that easy. To get a kiss that was the biggest thing. To get a kiss from a girl.
You remember your first kiss?
Oh yeah. It was like heaven. Yes. To get a kiss from a girl. Oh my gosh. You thought it was the end of the world.
How did you feel?
Oh, emotional. Emotional. I'm telling you. Why is your relationship with a woman just about money?
No, it was within that context.
No, but that's all you said.
But also because...
It's as though, I take care of her. What is that?
But also
what is taking care of her?
Well, I have I have my value system, sir. And I believe it's the whole 5 force of it. Financially, sexually, emotionally, physically, and I think spiritually.
Are you doing polygamy?
No, I'm not. I don't live with any of them. I'm not in any way. I don't indulge sexually, or I just appreciate them for honoring me, for carrying my children. So I make sure they have
mind if they marry elsewhere?
I don't mind.
Imperial Gardens Kikuyu by Username Properties. Just 15 minutes from Kikuyu town, get your 8th acre plot for just 1.249 million shillings. SMS plot to 20321 or call 0725 000 222.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and welcome. My name is the Eagle himself, the Duke of Kakamega. Dr. Ofweneke is my name. And today I am excited. I cannot wait to do the advertisement so we can get straight into it. The guest on the show today, ladies and gentlemen, a father, a husband, a top politician, a businessman, an entrepreneur, and he's joined the new club of political party owners. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot wait to see who this guy is. I have watched him so many times. I've admired his tenacity. I've admired his policies and how articulate he is. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of us who come from very humble backgrounds. At times, we don't really like relating with a certain kind of a picture of politicians. But if there's one politician that I've realized, despite the background, he's really made sure that resonates with the true, honest struggles of Kenya. He is live on the show. But before we go there, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're going to be having a lot of people watching all the way from London, watching from Manchester, Portsmouth, whichever place, Scotland, the UK, others are watching from the US, South Africa, Australia, Melbourne, China, and you're looking forward to sending some money back at home. Remember, I always advise there's only one safer way to send money back at home, and that can only be through Lemfi. And you can do a direct deposit from Lemfi in the Europe direct into a bank deposit. Please make sure you don't carry around anxiety simply because you're not sure how safe your money is while it's traveling in the air. Now, wale wa mashamba tafadhali, I cannot be making noise every time here. The Bible says that he that leaves inheritance for his children is wise. At least, if you cannot leave education, leave a piece of land for your children. And that's why I'm introducing you to an acre of land, not an acre, a piece of land through Imperial Gardens, through Username Properties for only 1.25 billion Kenyan shillings, and you walk away with a piece of land. To the new students on lessons at 30, karibuni sana. Subscribers and tennis, and to the bloggers, and even to the TikTok and digital platforms that have been very keen on cutting through some small snippets and take them around because of the show. Asanteni sana. I am truly humbled. Ladies and gentlemen, the famous meme that has always been going around is open the door, open the door.
Open the door.
You break it now.
Open the door.
We are losing our
My friend, open the door. Open the door.
And guys, when the government was looking for him upstairs, this gentleman was somewhere, don't know where. We don't know where he was. And I have never seen such a body language of a submissive woman with the famous posture of the wife just holding the hand of the husband. And now, a couple of days ago, ladies and gentlemen, the party that we've grown up knowing, belonging to the one and only Honorable Paul Mwite Senior Counsel, is now in his hands, meaning this gentleman is ready to take the country to the next level if you will trust in his vision, his ambition, and his manifesto. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only father, husband, businessman, and top politician, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the ever jovial, but very factual in his statements, Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi.
Hey, Daktari. Hey, what an introduction.
I'm telling you, sir. Here we don't joke.
You don't joke. I'm glad to be here, Daktari.
It is such an honor. I never believed that one day I'm going to be sitting in this kind of a same environment with you.
Thank you. I'm very
You are a
honored to be
very
here too.
articulate guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is all from St. Mary's High School.
Yes, I guess so.
How
And-
many
and
years ago?
upbringing, and also upbringing, not just school, family upbringing.
Were you
Has a
lucky?
lot to do with it.
Can you count yourself lucky?
In terms of what? In terms of life?
Yes.
Absolutely. God has been very gracious to
Oh.
me, and I must say to my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you know that there must be a greater calling. It can't just be for ourselves.
I hear you,
It
sir.
must be for a reason that we've been this lucky.
I hear you, sir.
So we thank God and appreciate His presence in our lives.
Amen.
And so, you know, I lost my father a year ago or so.
Yeah, right. God rest his
And,
soul in peace.
He was great guidance to us.
Mm.
He was truly also, and he said he actually lived a very, very fortunate life. He was a very lucky man. Really lived a good life, coming from struggles. You know, his father was a freedom fighter,
Mm.
and his father was a single parent. So you
His
imagine,
father's-
a
It's
single
very rare
parent.
of these cases,
Yeah,
Mheshimiwa.
he was a single parent. He brought up my father and his two sisters.
Just on his own.
Yes. So it gave him this grounding to be a very good father. So he was ever present in our lives. Me and my three siblings, ever present. He was truly a guidance to our lives. Him and my mother. My mother is still very much alive.
We thank God for her. Thank God for her life.
Have been amazing. So there's nothing like good parents.
Mm.
Once you have good parents and a good foundation, that sets you in life.
That's
And
it.
of course, Mungu.
God covering you too.
Oh yes. Yes.
He was a member of parliament during the
He was
the
a
first
member.
president.
He was a member of parliament. After independence, he was the regional agriculture commissioner in central Kenya. So this
well, that's
is
a title
this
that
is-
we cannot really relate to as millennials
yes,
and
not
Gen Z.
now.
Uh,
But I want you to imagine this. He was part of the airlift.
Mm.
So my father was an alumni of Stanford University and the University of Massachusetts. where he
You
did-
don't say.
Yes. Where he had a Fulbright scholarship, which tells you how bright he was.
Clearly.
Fulbright scholarship. In other words, he paid for nothing from here. So he came back and he had mastered in agricultural science
Mm.
and economics. And he joined agriculture. So he was one of those that started the planting of coffee in the entire central region, right up to Meru. I go there today and there are many families that tell me, your father planted these trees in my father's farm, in my grandfather's farm.
Legacy.
Legacy. Then he became a director of settlement. And land was a very important thing at the time because that was when you had what are called the demarcation of land.
Mm.
Remember, land had been taken by the Mzungu.
The white man.
So now the government was in the business of cutting up property
Mm.
to
Reimbursing back to the
reimbursing
community.
back to the communities. And you know, he did that so well, including the Laikipia Nyandarua 1 million acre scheme.
Mm.
Never took even half an acre or a quarter acre of him for himself.
Integrity.
Integrity. And those blessings went on. So by the time he joined politics in 1969, he and Kamkunji, after Tom Mboya was dead,
Mm.
was killed, he was elected by everybody, both Kikuyus, Luos, Luyas. It was a very cosmopolitan constituency. And he was MP for over 20 years in that.
That's quite a long time.
A long time in Nairobi
He did
politics.
some good job.
Yes. He was then assistant minister under Kenyatta. He was minister under Moi. And I think his legacy is there for the records.
At this time, because now he gets into politics in 1969, you are born in 1962. So you clearly grow up with flags around.
Flags around.
Did it make sense to you at that time that, unajua sini mababi, sini watu ya punk? Did it make sense to you at that time?
You see, no, not really. You see, it wasn't just his entry into government. You see, he was an achiever. You imagine when he was in Nyeri, I think because that was headquarters of agriculture, regional agricultural office. He bought a coffee farm. I think he was probably one of the first people in Nyeri that bought a few acres of coffee. Those days you could do so out of loans. You know, the African had a limitation of loans. If you didn't know
about
that.
I was busy working with my father everywhere he was going.
Even at independence, the African could only take something like 12,000 shilling loan. Amuindi could...
Wait, His Excellency, wait. 12,000 is how much you allowed as an African?
I'm talking about the 60s.
How much in
and I'm talking about
right now?
after independence.
We were struggling.
There was what was called first class, second class, and third class citizens. And the banking community were Wazungus. So Muafrika was third class. You had a limitation of how much loan you could take. Amuindi, when you were taking 10, 12,000, Amuindi could take over 150,000. Muzungu could take anything he wanted.
And buy his land in Karen.
So this is the foundation of Kenya. You need to appreciate the foundation of Kenya. So when you see other people ahead of you, there was something that had been planned. Yes. So you imagine if my father could take a loan at the time, put a down payment for a coffee farm at that time, because that was the limit. You imagine what land was costing. If that could buy you a few acres of land, it was very good.
Gosh.
And he paid it back. He went on and accumulated more. So we grew up very comfortable. That I will not deny.
Life was good.
Life was, we didn't know what, hardness is something you get to learn as you get more knowledge. Let me put it that way. Yeah? Because we didn't cost our food. I was never thrown out of school. Went to very good schools. I was driven to school.
You had a drive?
I never used public transport. So I can say we lived fairly well. We were comfortable. That I will not deny.
Did it play part in creating your character as a person, as a man? Because did it make you feel privileged?
My parents are very down-to-earth people. And one thing that they lived by was that no matter how comfortable we are, you must remember we are all children of God. So there is something called humility.
Come on.
Keep your feet on the ground. Don't fly up in the air. There's nothing to fly about. We are all children of God and we were created equally in God's eyes. So we never judged on the basis of that. That's one. Second, you learn as you achieve. When you grow, you don't leave others behind. You don't.
Pull through together.
You pull through together. You carry people, even if it's knowledge. You're saying that I talk a lot. I try to do some modicum of civic education. It's really because I want people to expand their minds, their knowledge base from a factual point. Because what it does is that it opens up the world more and more for you and empowers you. Okay? So you don't leave people behind. So why would one be living up in the air? With who? Alone.
It's lonely at the top.
It's very lonely. You just be a mwananchi. We're just like everybody. When you cut here, my blood is the same as you. So what's the difference? It's just God's blessings. So it's nothing. It's not your work. Si wewe mwenyewe ni Mungu.
I like that. I like that philosophy. That specific social class at that time. Probably you guys went to school together.
Yes.
St. Mary's was a very popular.
Yes, that is true.
There's the likes of you, the likes of the second
Primary school and high school.
Primary school and high school.
Yes.
Who did you go to school with?
Oh,
In your cluster, who you?
St. Mary's at the time was the what you call the who's who school. All right.
Yeah.
Today you talk about a president who is there for 10 years maximum, and even 6 re-election, 5 years. I want you to just imagine, Daktari, in our time, there had never been a presidential election. No. One president called Jomo Kenyatta. In fact, one could not even, and remember, he was not elected. His party was elected, called KANU, which won seats in parliament against KADU. But there was no direct election for him as president. And Jomo Kenyatta was the foundation of politics here in Kenya in terms of independent Kenya. Nobody even imagined Jomo Kenyatta not being president. You must remember, you couldn't, first and foremost, it was in the Constitution of Kenya. That if you imagined his death or his not being there, that was a treasonable offense.
Jehovah.
Hii katiba hii. All right? If you even, I don't know how they know when you're imagining something.
But it just come for you. How dare you?
I don't know how they know you're imagining something, because that is something you keep to yourself. But if you imagine he's not being there, that is a treasonable offense. And the penalty is hanging until you're dead. Okay. So you never even imagined Jomo Kenyatta not being there. So anybody in government was a very permanent feature. A very permanent feature. You heard of a minister, he was like a little lord here. I mean, he was untouchable. You heard of a member of parliament. I mean, that was somebody up there. The Speaker of Parliament. I remember we were in class with his son called Mate at the time. M-A-T-I. From Mukambani here. Right? Primary school and high school. Uhuru Kenyatta. Mo was my classmate.
Uhuru Kenyatta.
Uhuru was ahead of me, yes. Everybody you could think of that was government
was there.
Let me just... Anybody who was a PSC son of any magnitude was there. The police commissioner at the time was a man called Bernard Hinga. His son was my best friend called Willie, unfortunately. He died some time ago. And Hinga was untouchable. You could never imagine a police commissioner not being there. Now you have seen in your lifetime, I don't know how many. Hinga was a permanent person. You never imagine the police without Hinga.
Symbol of power.
Symbol of power.
This must have been a very difficult school to run.
You couldn't talk to... What do you mean difficult school to run?
Were you guys punished, Mesh? I mean, can you uproot Can you uproot
St. Mary's was a very Catholic school.
Oh, please, don't lie to me. Don't try to make us feel better.
Oh, yeah, we had Irish fathers. Okay? And I can tell you we were punished.
You were punished?
We had something called the Dean of Discipline. For each, yes.
I'll understand if you're trying to levelize with us. I'll understand. I went to 5 schools to come at least to...
Let me tell you, we were disciplined proper. And you must imagine our parents, what kind of schooling did they go through? They went through discipline schools.
Was Uhuru Kenyatta punished?
100%. Oh, what are you saying?
Who the father was not elected, but
are you saying?
The country?
What are you saying? Oh, yes. I can tell you, in what was called the primary school.
Yes, sir.
At the time. Primary school used to go to standard 7. So you had a dean of discipline, right? For primary school. Okay? And I remember him so clearly. He's still alive. A very good friend of mine called Father Cormac. Now, in each class, you had a speaker system, right? So he would call from his office and say, Jimmy Wanjigi, come to my office immediately. Okay? And you'd have to dash out of your class. All right? And when he did that, he would, if he's calling you, you know you're being punished for something. And he used to cane you. Oh, yes. We used to get caned.
don't
And I want you to
believe you.
imagine. No, daktari.
I don't believe you.
Daktari.
Unapiga mtoto wa president.
What are you saying?
Unapiga mtoto wa assistant minister.
Oh, yes.
Jimmy, lie down.
Not
I have
once,
to punish you.
Not once, twice. Myself, mtoto ya president, mtoto hata ya commissioner of police. Okay?
Why would
We
I?
were put, and when he used to spank you, when he used to cane you.
Oh, you guys are calling it spanking. It was caning.
No, it was caning.
Yeah.
It was caning we used to have a nice kawipi, zile za horses. You know the one for horses?
You guys
He
are
would, no,
that
skiza
is
daktari.
privilege. Mnachapa na kiboko ya horse.
No, you know the horsewhip. You
Yes,
know the
I know
horsewhip?
it, sir.
It is no joke. Have you ever been hit by
God
it?
forbid.
So that horsewhip, right? A nice long horsewhip. Okay?
Yes, sir.
He would make sure in your class the speaker is on, so that they can hear you being caned.
What?
6 of the best. Yes. And dare you leave there, right? Having screamed or go back to class crying. Everyone would laugh at you.
You can't shout it. I'll tell my father.
Tell your
I
father.
will
what?
tell my father a
No,
million times.
your father will just ask you, what did you do wrong? The teacher is always right. What did you do wrong?
Jesus.
That was the upbringing. We all went through it. Have no doubt about it. Even Ur was caned. What are you saying? Of course. we went through, yes.
The same kind of a school system.
Yes. There was nothing like privilege here.
How was your visiting day, Mheshimiwa? How was the visiting day?
What visiting there? We were not in boarding. It was a day school. I think. Yes.
Why,
But by the way, it's actually a very big debate. This thing of boarding school and day school.
What's your opinion on that, sir?
And you know, I've been talking to a lot of young people, younger than you, Daktari. And many of them, interestingly, you know what we are now calling the Gen Z.
Yeah.
The one common thing is that they went to boarding school from primary school. I don't know whether you did, Daktari.
I was a little bit obstinate about that idea. So I went.
So you'll
in
find
for more.
between 6 or 9 years old, gone to boarding school. High school, boarding school.
Then that's
And
campus,
most of
that's
the
it.
experiences, let me say at least 6 to 7 out of 10 that I talked to would tell me that they had horrific experiences in boarding school. All right? They were brought up by one teacher that they liked. Most teachers they didn't like.
True.
They were brought up by their fellow students. They knew no class, no religion, right? No tribe, which is great. It's a great unifier. They were brought up to believe that after all this hardship, in other words, boarding school was viewed as hardship, they would come out and they would have a promise, correct? That there's something that they will look forward to
In life.
after all that hardship and study. Then you come out and you find nothing. But the one thing they do tell you is that they have no connection with the parents, other than the fact that they respect their parents. They have no relationship. So when I saw Ruto telling them, talk to your kids, how amekuwa unruly, he doesn't know there's no communication. They have no connection. They're in different worlds. So I think we need to debate this issue of boarding school.
Do you think it's time to stop it
I
off,
think
sir?
we need to. But because I think parents have donated their children to schools rather than choosing to be parents. And
So
I
my
think
work is to
it's
for school
something,
fees?
it's something that we really need to discuss. I can tell you a lot of who I am is because of my parents. It's because of their side of upbringing, even more than school. Enjoyed school, yes. I learned a lot from school. Right? Fraternization of friends and so on. But my parents, and my family, the greatest contribute I can tell you to my
Family
life.
values.
Yes, values of life, of what's really important. Yeah. So I think there's a bit of a disconnect, and I believe we need to go back to understanding what it is, right? There's a big issue of single parents,
Yes.
and we must address it because a lot of mothers are having to bring up their children and work at the same time.
True.
And it's punishing to them. It's very hard to be a single parent, a mommy, a daddy, and a provider. We have to, because it has a consequence on the children.
At your level of experience in terms of life matters, sir, where do you think where is the pot breaking at in terms of this single? Because I checked the statistics the other day, and the number keeps on rising every single day.
What stats do you have?
I was checking that.
How many children are born of single mothers out of every 10?
I think around 6.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
That's correct.
and averagely at the age of 24, 25.
Correct.
What's happening?
You've got the stats. You've got the stats right.
I read, sir. I read, sir. Trust me, I read.
Yes.
And where?
Now, I want you
to.
to see the converse. Go to committee, go to the prisons, and ask them what 80% of their stock of prisoners are from single parents.
Single parents.
So somewhere there is a disconnect. And we as a society, right? Because I can tell you, I'm a great believer of children. I'll be the last one to say single mothers should not continue giving birth. No, apana. I want to see many children in this world, especially this good country of ours.
Zaini.
Oh, yes. But we must hold a very special place for single mothers.
True.
You can't say society must just ignore them, must keep ignoring them. We must hold them in a very special place.
They are here.
For care. Because their product we end up consuming. And we want to consume a product that is very wholesome, like those who are coming from two-parent families. Right?
Yes.
So the government must get involved. Society must get involved. Religion must get involved. You find there's a lot of counseling for couples in marriage who are married. There's not enough for single parents. Out of whichever religious faith you're talking about. It's a responsibility of us Kenyans. All right? Because we are not going to stop them from giving birth. That one I disagree.
They have every right as humans.
No, watoto tunataka. Oh, children we want. We are not going to become a country that is not getting children. Daktari, I don't know that you have children.
I have 3, sir.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
You are doing good work. Hiyo sasa ni kazi ya Mungu hiyo. You know, I have 2.
Yeah, I saw
And they
you
say
introduce them.
Two, they say is not the work of God. You know, God says you go forth and multiply. So I was told by a very good bishop of mine that what I did was just replace. When you go, your son is there. When your wife goes, your daughter is there. That's replacement. Multiplication is when you hit 3. So congratulations.
Thank you,
Wewe
sir.
umetenda kazi
Nimejikaza
ya
sana.
Mungu.
Miaka 15, 10 na wasita.
Keep it
3
up.
beautiful
Keep
girls.
it up. Keep it up. And in the Safina government, when you hit 6, when you hit 3, we start reducing your tax.
Wait, hold up.
If you get 6, you will never pay tax.
Please
yes.
Explain the correlation, sir.
Because you're doing God's work. And you are bringing forth the greatest production resource that we could have in a country.
The first important raw material.
The greatest raw material you can have in a country is the human resource. Why should we be punitive to you?
So you said exclusively on less than 30.
Yes.
That you get up to 6 children?
You get up to 6 children. Utalipa tax. Why should you pay tax? You brought forth a great product.
I have work to do,
that is going to help this country milele kwa milele.
I have work to do after this show. Only that the manufacturer is not there. So I need to start a process of manufacturing.
I'm very clear about this.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very orthodox thinking, though.
Why is it unorthodox?
I mean, who would think? I mean, the more the birth rate,
you know,
there's a reward for it.
You ask yourself, didn't we used to do that long time ago?
Not yet. I've only heard of
before colonialism. Were we not people that got many children?
Yes, we did.
The Mzungu came and told us we used to do that.
Why?
Because until we didn't have medicines, we were dying. Infant mortality was very high. So we were trying to get an average. But it's because we didn't even have birth control. We didn't care. We just continued.
Do you feel it was a genuine reason?
Yes, we just continued. It was a very genuine reason. The more we are, the greater you become. Look at China and India. What is their greatest greatness today? Their human resource.
Human resource.
Yes. But the Mzungu comes here and wants to curtail our growth. I say this without
fear of contradiction.
Of contradiction or otherwise. In the 70s, when we used to get World Bank money, there was a big red line at the bottom. And you know what it used to say? Used to read?
I was not born, sir.
The government must, you were still a young man. You were not born. You were not even thought of, sorry. So it used to read this, that the government commits itself to family planning.
It is a
Family
commitment and argument of
Family
covenant.
planning was viewed as a 2-child home maximum. Why were they curtailing our growth? And they were saying we don't have enough resources. We can't feed people. We can't beg the world to keep our people alive. So we must do our own curtailing. Why were they curtailing our numbers? Why? Today, Sub-Saharan Africa is 1 billion people. We are going to be, I think by the year 2030, 2035, we are going to be, the young people are going to be 65% of the world's young workforce. Can you imagine if we had not had that family planning?
We'll have been crazy. We'll have taken over the world.
Correct. We're still taking it over.
They said
So
Africans
somebody
now.
somewhere could foresee our numbers being an issue in the future. But here, we are so consumed by following other people's paths, not our own. We just say, hallelujah, okay.
But have the resources enough
So
now?
I can, this country. That's the other thing. We've been made
Put
to
the
believe
economic conversation aside,
we've been made to believe we're a poor country. Which resources?
Kenya is not a third world. Are we not?
You believe that?
Well, from me, myself, I don't believe that. But I mean, I can't argue with your
Who
mindset.
branded you a third world?
The white man, of course.
What is the bottom line? What is the line, that threshold for a third world?
Well, I bet the white man used the GDP
GDP.
and the inflation to decide.
GDP.
Yes.
What we produce.
Yes.
So you don't believe we have enough to produce for ourselves?
If you ask me, we do.
Then what's the problem then? So we can keep producing. So what's the problem? In fact, the more numbers we have, all right, the greater the future is, because then you have production from the same resource, which is the greatest resource, as you put it.
You know the way they say, unajua hii kuna place hii conversation inabamba mafala na ni mafala sisi. Waluya tunafurahia sana hii conversation. Haujui? The Luya community is now happy. You are validating us.
And they must
As
not
you've
stop.
never cared.
And they must never stop.
The Luya community is happy.
Daktari.
You are assured of our votes.
Then they must continue and teach the rest of the country. That's why we are giving tax incentives. And we intend to give tax incentives. Ukipata sita.
20.
Yes. Hutalipa tax. We don't need your money. For what?
We already have the...
You've got 6 children. That production of those 6 in the future will be phenomenal.
Just hold on there, sir. I think we've gone a little bit too fast on the facts. Let's come back a little bit. Now you're done with high school. Form 4, then Form 6, isn't it?
Oh, we went up to Form 6.
I mean, I can look at it. I mean, the age. The year that your father was getting into politics is the year that my dad was being born. So you can calculate there. He's the young guy. I'm an immediately after high school product. Yes.
Daktari.
Yeah.
You're a young man, eh?
Well,
With
relatively.
3 children.
Relatively.
With 3 children.
How old is the firstborn, sir? Allow me to ask.
My son is 27 now.
Well, I'm still way ahead. I'm 35.
Yeah, but not that far. Not that far. When you got married, how old?
Well, I tried marriage twice, so which will get there.
That's how you have 3 children, not from the same way.
The first are from my first, the second are from my second, but we have a beautiful coexistence. They're actually friends, even both of them.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, so I've made sure it's
that's
very
the way
peaceful.
to do it.
Yeah, both of them.
Traditionally, we never used to divorce our women.
Well, I've been
No
told
African
that.
culture accepted divorce. Even here in Kenya.
Mimi nimejikaza, nimemekisha nilifungulia biashara wote wawili, wako sawa, children at international schools.
Yes,
so
that's
they're
the way.
okay.
They are still
But
kept
me, I live
under
alone.
your boma.
But me, I live alone, sir.
Ai! Sasa hiyo ni nini? That means you want to begin another one.
You want 6 you told us 6 children as the president. So.
Kama ni damu yako.
Ni damu yangu.
100%.
Unajua mimi nimechunga wote. So
Hey,
on Sunday,
so that's the point.
on weekends, they come to their father's house.
That look at what you're contributing. Why should you now contribute more in taxation? You should be given relief. You should be given relief. You know, people don't understand that tax relief is a stimulus. They don't understand
On its
it.
own.
Oh, yeah. You end up growing a bigger pie. People don't understand the economics of it. But we'll get to that.
We'll get into that.
So, daktari,
Umemaliza sasa, umetoka high
Yes.
school. Do you pass? Do you pass well?
yes, I passed well enough to go to Canada. And I went to York University in Canada.
All right, I saw that.
And I had a great time there.
Mm.
Canadians are interesting people. It was an interesting compromise. My father believed that I was a bit of a fun-loving young man.
I thought so. I have always thought so.
Yeah.
Unakam tu sherehe.
Mutu sherehe. I was a bit of a
interesting.
I was those kids. Okay, I didn't overindulge in anything other than alcohol, but I'm those kids who, in those days, I did the unthinkable things. You know, I would steal the car, go out partying. I would do, things like that.
Did you have a car there?
Yes, eventually. But here, before even I had a driving license, I used to do those things. Okay.
What is the igniting fire? Is it because my dad is who and who?
No.
Nobody-
I'm just that person. And it goes this way, Daktari.
Yes, sir.
I used to believe that rules are there, yes, but they are meant to be bent. You bend them. I mean, you can't live in this box. You must keep creating out of it. You can't live in a box.
There's no trouble creating.
So if you tell me these are the rules, I ask you why. Who created them in the first place? Why are they there? How do they help us today? So just because you had a particular upbringing where your parents were strict, does it mean that one should have it today? So I would break rules.
The euphoria around town is crazy.
Koro kwa kila mtu. Guys, Koro wanna sort all types of people. Mama mboga, Koro. Nduzi guy, Koro. Office lady, Koro.
I just received my cash from Koro. Just quick and easy. Umetanuka.
Download Koro and say hello to Easy Lending.
With Imperial Gardens Kikuyu by Username Properties. Just 15 minutes from Kikuyu town, get graded roads, perimeter fencing and ready title deeds. Secure your 8th acre plot for just 1.249 million shillings. SMS plot to 20321 or call 0725 000 222.
Are you the firstborn?
No, second. But I was considered the black sheep of the family.
I was waiting for you to say it on your own. I didn't want to
was
insult
considered
the
black
office
sheep-
that you sit
the black
in.
sheep of my family. But I had so much fun, Daktari.
Being the black sheep.
I broke so many barriers. I did so many things that even discipline became something that had diminishing returns. So it becomes negotiation. Yeah. How many times can you be caned? How many times can you be told you're not going to do this or do that? It became now, okay, let's negotiate. Let's negotiate.
Said, sit on the table, Dad.
So even before I had a driving, because I used to steal the car all the time, for example. And,
but how many cars were there, though?
that doesn't matter. The issue was I used to steal whatever car I could get a hold of.
All right. Sir. Uh-huh.
And to the extent that I even learned how to hotwire a car. Okay? And I would hotwire, go to a party, right? Until 6 in the morning and come back. And how much more discipline are you going to do?
Through the main door? Would you?
Yeah. You know those days, by the way, we had very little crime. Doors were not even locked. Lived in Karen. We didn't lock doors.
Damn.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, come through the main door. Right?
Or
Tell the watchman, I'm going to bribe them if they allow me to go through because they'll be told otherwise. They'll say that I got through when they were sleeping. Okay? I do all sorts of things.
Whoa.
That my father decided to negotiate with me.
Young man, sit down.
And one day I came home and he had a little car for me and I didn't have a driving license. And he said, here's your car now. Don't touch my cars. You go to the petrol station, you get fuel every week, you go to school with it. If you're ever caught by police, don't call me. Don't
Don't call me.
call me.
Freedom has repercussions.
All right? But Now you're responsible.
Which car was that?
A little Alfa Sud, an Alfa Romeo. And it was a popular car at the time. Yes, it was. And, all right, I want to tell you, it used to cost me 250 shillings petrol a week. Yeah, that's what we used to fill it with.
What?
Yeah, I want you to just imagine.
I'm trying to get the value now.
So 1,000 shillings, you would have enough money for the month. And I used to go to school with it and come back. The teachers hated me. I used to park near their cars.
I can imagine.
But the key thing it did is that now it made me start thinking responsibly. It was reverse psychology. Now you start thinking about what's the big deal? Going out is not a big deal. Doing things is not a big deal. They told me if you want to enjoy yourself with your friends, come home with them. We'll organize a case of beer you can drink here at home. I mean, this is at 16, before 16. So you can imagine that they were saying that, okay, if you can't beat them, join them. But that worked. The essence of reverse psychology worked because now I started becoming more responsible.
2 beers,
I have to look after that car. I don't crash. I don't drink. I don't have to go out. It's not a big deal. So you start focusing on other things.
It
worked.
But
it worked.
Wow. I can imagine. I mean,
it worked. Just changed me. Completely changed me. All that became now, it's not a big deal. So I started thinking about how do I make money? How do I do this? How do I do that?
So you're not focusing on it. Probably there's a possible
school
inheritance.
And money. Because I'll say, no. No. My father was very wealthy, but that was not me.
Was it a self-taught conscience or is the one who said, listen, guys?
No, that was self-taught. And he also said, you must prove your own worth to yourself.
First.
Not to us, not to the family, not to the world, to yourself. Because when you have it within you, there's nothing that will stop you. Yes.
I like that.
So at a very young age, that age, 16, 17, at the time, and opportunities come to those who keep knocking, I say.
Yes.
At the time, we had what are called import restrictions. You didn't get all this nice whiskey you see here, right? In bars, you had some locally done whiskeys that were not very good. So to get a Johnny Walker, for example, was very hard and it was very expensive if you found it.
Okay.
Import restrictions. Those days, if you were importing something, you had to apply for a license with Central Bank of Kenya.
Oh.
Yes.
Simple job done.
You're growing up in very free times. Yeah. Even foreign exchange, you didn't have it. It was illegal to have foreign exchange on you. People got jailed even for finding $10 on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was illegal. You had to surrender it.
How did you get it? How did you find it?
In other words, you must have traveled, you come back, you surrender. At the airport, you surrender the dollars. Right? You had import restrictions and you had foreign exchange restrictions.
I didn't know.
So, the people who had very good whiskey at a very cheap price were AFCO, the military. Then they always fed with good whiskey, Danini, very good prices, and they had a stamp there, AFCO. Okay? Armed Forces stores. All right? So, I had a very good friend in the military. So I told him, he used to be at Ulinzi here. I said, I have people who want this whiskey.
Here you are again.
Can you get me cartons? And we sell. This time now I'm going into Form 4, Form 5.
So you start selling alcohol towards the end.
So the guy tells me yes. So he advances me 3 cartons on his salary. Right? And I take them and I sell them. And I come back and return. We cut the profit. It became very lucrative business for me. On a Saturday, I would go to Ulinzi, park my little car with those cartons,
join the cars,
and do a couple of trips. And I would make amazing margins. So those days, the highest note was 100 shillings. If you put 100 here in your shirt, you are a very wealthy person. You had all them. And imagine I was a student.
Because imagine you're already breaking 2 rules.
Yeah.
Already driving a car with no license.
No license.
2, you're selling illegal alcohol.
Yes. I
Rule
agree, but
breaker.
it's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's you
Well,
can
the
call it
transaction
boot.
is.
You can no. These guys, how was it illegal?
I mean, umetua military.
No, but
You're supposed
who,
to go
said,
through-
who said no? At the time, there was no rule that if you were found with the military
Products.
product in your bar, that you are breaking any rule.
All right.
There was no law like that.
If you say
Those
so.
are things that came later when they started putting there to Kenya Bureau of Standards GUI stamp. Those are things that came later. That time there was no such law. I was not breaking any rule. I was seizing an opportunity. It was not bootlegging, as they say, bootlegging. It wasn't. I was seizing an opportunity. I had seen a gap. That business, I even expanded to even selling shirts. They used to have the best imported shirts. Railbrook and Van Heusen shirts, they used to call them. I even remember. And I'll sell them to the stores here. Okay?
Wow.
There was no rule I was breaking.
You're still not done with high school yet.
No.
That time.
No.
Does that know what you're doing?
But
Does mom know what
you
you're
can
doing?
imagine that at that time, when I'm telling you it used to take me 250 shillings to fill my car with petrol. At that time, I think I built up a saving of something like 40, 50,000 shillings. I was an extremely
Rich.
young man. At that time,
How old are you at this time, sir?
17, 18, 19.
At 18?
In those years when, 100 was the highest note.
Yeah, you just say
Yes.
so.
I want you to just imagine what I could do with that money. I was a little king here.
Yeah, at
And
eight,
it didn't even excite me. I was more interested in accumulating even more. What is this thing?
build
And
up,
I was
build up.
enjoying it. Yeah. I would take my car to the garage. I didn't need daddy's money to fix it.
Do they
And
know
it
what you're
felt
doing
good.
at this time?
Yeah, of course. He had a lot of, he was wondering. And I told him. Okay. But I was not doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
And I would keep it as a weekend activity. So is he going to sherehe and over drinking, or is he doing something productive? Which was better? Correct.
Let him do this.
Correct.
At this point, do you have a girlfriend?
Oh, Daktari.
I can imagine. Jiggy, you're a bad boy. You are a bad boy, Jimmy. I cannot imagine with all these shenanigans.
Girls.
They must have been a Komodos.
Those days.
Look at how you want to be so diplomatic about
Let me
it.
tell you. No, I'm not even going to be diplomatic.
Yes, sir.
Courting a girl was a wonderful thing. You didn't have these mobile phones you have today and all this communication. To court a girl, you needed to meet her. And you can imagine how girls were very restricted
Yeah.
by their mothers. Okay? So the only communication you had was if you had a phone in the house and she had a phone. And many times, let me tell you, you pick up the phone, you start talking to her. The mother picks up the extension in her house and starts asking, who are you talking to? So you have to disconnect the phone.
Kuchoma.
Okay? So the only discreet communication was letter writing.
Oh, you wrote letters.
You wrote letters. And in 2 pages, you needed to have made her imagine what kind of person she was dealing with. All right? Just 2 pages. Otherwise, you have not hit your mark. I discovered many years after that, because I was very good at letter writing.
You
and,
look
and
like...
dabbing a little of the restricted perfumes at the time so that she can even smell me. I was very good at letter writing. Okay?
How would you start?
I discovered many years later that my father, when he was in Alliance, was a very good letter writer to girls too. And many of his co-students used to go to him to write letters on their behalf. Okay?
I'm guilty.
To girls. So I learned, and let me tell you, it was amazing. Because you had to put in 2 pages, right? A synopsis of why you want to talk to her. You need to tweak her interest. you also couldn't have been too overt. You can't start telling, I love you, I love you. She doesn't know you. How do you love her? You don't know her. You
So
have
there's
to
nothing love at first sight.
You really have to find the words to tweak her interest and tweak her imagination. And you waited anxiously for her reply. She didn't reply in 2 days, you're done.
Blue tick.
Unajua hiyo? Yes, blue tick. Blue tick. But fortunately, every letter I wrote got replied to. So yes, I was a bit of, we used to call ourselves Casanovas at the time. Yes,
I was about to call you that. And it was the term you guys used to use.
We used to be.
So you used to have a couple at the same time?
No. Let's just say I like moving on from one commitment to the other a bit too rapidly.
I like how safe that statement was.
Okay. But we had our fun. And I want to tell you that, it was not like it is today. To have sex was not that easy. To get a kiss
that was
the biggest thing. To get a kiss from a girl.
You remember your first kiss?
Oh yeah. It was like heaven. Yes.
19
to get a kiss from a girl. Oh my gosh. You thought it was the end of the world.
How did you feel?
Oh, emotional. Emotional. I'm telling you. Because you imagine the steps, how long it has taken you to get it. Okay?
Just for a kiss.
Effort. Just to get a kiss.
This is just
something else.
This is just 3 shots of Jaeger.
Very rewarding. Emotionally. Very, very.
Did you eventually date her?
That was how profound it was. Courting was something else. Really something else. These days, you people, umefanya tu haraka haraka.
Mbe ni aje DM. Mbe tunakutanaje? Natoka launch party ya Mwesh, tukutane after party.
You don't even have the language. You men.
No, it's papa.
Why?
Hey, it's ni aje? Unanipa ama unipi?
Why?
Hakuna time.
Why?
Unanikiss.
Why? Why? Then when they treat you the same in return, munaanza kuruka
No, shida ni rapture. Rapture inakam. Rapture anytime. So hakuna time.
What do you mean rapture?
Rapture might happen. It was supposed to happen the other day.
Are you serious? No.
So they say.
No. You people, they treat you the way you treat them. And yet you can't take it when they treat you the same way.
No.
When then they move on, you start talking about what you've done for them. Isn't it?
Teach me, sir.
No, you tell me. You're the one in that generation.
Well, for me...
You're the one with the 2 wives.
And
you know more than me. You know more than me.
Nitararua voters card. Unajua iko hapa. Well, for me, because I'm a firm believer, sir, that a man... And you're really proving that by how profoundly you speak about your father and your relationship. I'm a firm believer that a man is a product of the man that has raised him up.
Yes.
And my dad has taught me that, first of all, nothing like 50-50. My dad has told me that a man comes in. That is your role. Take care of your family. Number 2, you cannot buy something for a woman, then when you break up, you take it back. The intention of you buying it for her in the beginning. So I will not be that person to take it back if I buy it.
Why is your relationship with a woman just about money?
No, it was within that context.
No, but that's also all you said.
But also because...
It's as though, I take care of her. What is that?
But also
what is taking care of her?
Well, I have my value system, sir. And I believe it's the whole 5 force of it. Financially, sexually, emotionally, physically, and I think spiritually.
What is a woman looking for?
Leadership.
You have still not understood very
Teach me.
Basic things.
Where's my notebook?
When you wake up in the morning,
yes, sir.
You as a man, how do you think when you get out? You're going to conquer.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes. I'm
going to conquer.
Yes.
How does a woman think?
She's going to be conquered.
So how does she think? Does she think about being conquered?
Well, not really planning it.
A woman leaves a house basically insecure. That is her being. That is her being.
I'm in class, sir.
She will leave. How many of beautiful young women out there are not catcalled by men? They don't know whether a man is going to be doing this or that to them. How many?
A lot of them.
A woman lives on the basis of insecurity. You live on the basis of conquest. And all the 5 things you're talking about are about conquering her. What about appeasing her insecurity?
Deep. This is lessons at 30.
What about appeasing her insecurity?
I am listening.
We are 2 different beings. So what are you doing to make sure that when she thinks of you, she feels secure? It's not just money. She needs to know, who are you? What is the substance of your core? That when hell goes to hell water, you'll be there for her. And you'll be there for the family. There are many people I ask who tell me they are getting married, young people. I say, you both as a couple look beautiful today. Look very nice. But if this lady suddenly becomes paralyzed, has an accident, and you have to take her to the toilet every day because she can't, you have to look after her. And you anticipate you're going to look after her for the next 30, 40, 50 years. Will you stay? And vice versa. What answers do you get, Daktari? What answers do you think I get?
Crazy ones.
Life is very deep. It's deeper than the surface money. Money is just a means.
But
Who are you, Daktari? Who
the
is
core
of
you've
you?
called it the core.
Yes, that's what a woman wants to know. Who are you? How consistent are you? Because she's coming from a very different premise than you. Why should she accommodate you in her life? To create more insecurities? Why?
I hear you, sir. But the society is making us feel like that's all they need, the money.
No. When I was quoting in those years you're talking about, what money? It was not money.
Well, you had 100 shillings.
And I want to tell young people this.
Yes.
If you want to get a beautiful lady, a lady that you like, the way to her heart and the rest of her is through her head. Through
Her head.
Yes.
Not
You must
money.
appeal to her mind. Money is transactional. If she's also there for money, she'll move on. Then you start asking, she'll move on to the next highest bidder. But if you really want to get to her heart, yes,
I hear you, sir.
make sense to her mind.
Wow.
And you young men with your quick, you won't get to her head. It's transactional. So why do you ask yourself questions afterwards? You think all you have to do is provide. That's what you've taught them. So they start asking you, what are you providing? Because anything deeper than that, you're not interested. You have not shown interest. They're saying, I have given to her. I pay the rent. I see you, I don't know what. So now she owes me. When you hear she's having an affair with somebody else, yeah, maybe that person got to her mind. Dealt with her insecurities more than you. Tweaked her mind and got her heart while you were thinking about transactions. Daktari,
I have. Let me tell you.
why are you not talking?
No. Why? Let me. Did you hear my prayer, sir? Did you hear my prayer? May you give me the wisdom when I get access to the King. That has been my prayer for the past 2 years, sir. That when God gives me access to the King, may I never compete with the King, but humble. And this is what I'm doing. I'm learning.
Life is very basic. Stop living up in the air. Human beings are human beings. We are all very basic. Learn to stay there, and you'll understand human nature. Men and women, children. You will understand them. What are our basic natures? Yes. The rest is flowers.
Maua too.
Yeah. You think your validation is because you are driving?
I'm a citizen.
Yeah. You think now that makes you a great person?
Of late, I'm
Please.
thinking no. Of
Please.
late, I'm thinking. I used
Please.
to think, but of late, I'm becoming wiser, sir.
No.
So let me ask.
One of the greatest joys,
Yes, sir.
I'm sure even when your father looks at you, he's looking at you and seeing, I have a good young man as a son who's doing something in his life
Oh, he
that
tells
is
me
adding
that.
value to others.
He tells me that every
That,
single
let me
day.
assure you, is the greatest pride of a parent. Because the greatest product we have is our children to give to the world. And if they are adding value, are we not doing God's work?
We are.
Yes. The greatest. Not the things you leave, material things. It's nothing. Is this product you have brought into the world called a child? That they're out there producing, adding value to others, even being kind, even putting a smile on somebody's face like you do, Daktari. That is great value. You ease somebody's tensions, even for a few minutes. You're not causing misery. Your father looks at you and says, I have not brought up a thief, a murderer who is taking away life. I'm bringing up somebody who is adding life to people. Let me tell you, it's the greatest joy, number one. Number one. Beyond now, you adding value, right? As a parent. Yes. Forget about these material things. They come and they go. Does not validate you. I was at a funeral recently and somebody mentioned something very interesting. Says that when somebody is eulogizing you, they never tell you how much money they never talk about your money. Do they?
No.
I think he has left billions. Have you ever heard that?
Never.
Then they talk about the impact you have made in people's lives.
Most of the time is the legacy.
Close and far. I went to a funeral once and it was by the way, somebody told me one of his workers died and I was going by his house. So he's burying. So I said, okay, I'll come and see you. Then when I was listening, they were talking about that person's benefit is that he was a mole catcher. Why are you laughing, Doctor? His legacy was that in compounds, he was picking molds, getting your molds. If you need, even look like one, if you look at his picture, he had even become the shape of one. Okay? And people are laughing. But I was saying, but he's adding some value. He's getting rid of these things from you. Okay?
There was value.
But there was value. There was value in him.
They didn't talk about how much money he made out of catching moles.
No.
It was about him catching
Yes.
moles.
Unfortunately, you didn't hear anything else.
Of course.
You didn't hear somebody say, oh, he's a kind person, he was a nice person. You just had that, unfortunately. Okay? But, you see, those are the things people talk about. They don't talk about your money.
So
They say, is Daktari a kind person? Was he a nice person? Did he show responsibility with his 2 wives and children? Did he, these things, this is what will carry you. I'm giving you pressure because at the end, that's what they'll talk about. They'll talk about it.
Well, as you know, as you talk about wives. So this day you wake up one morning, and I don't know what you're doing at this time in your life. And within a span of 24 hours, you come back and you're like, I have met this amazing woman.
It was an interesting journey, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you. At age 25, I stopped drinking. And that had profound effects on my life. And I really advise people to just learn how to take a step back from their normal life. Kwanza hii ya sherehe. I deliberately stopped drinking at age 25. Remember from school we were drinking?
Yeah.
We carried on.
You said
same friends,
same
nini. We were in the bar. In fact, I remember when I decided it. We used to have something. Sagret was a very popular place in those days.
Oh, really?
Very
popular. It looks like a museum.
It was yes. It was extremely popular. It was the best place for nyama choma.
Really?
So we used to have something called Monday prayers. We used to go on Monday at 6 after work, and we would put drinks on the table.
Monday prayers.
We were about 12 of us. It's like we were disciples. We would put drinks on the table, and we would drink until they are finished. Bottles, okay? On a Monday. Can you imagine?
Monday.
Yeah. After a weekend, God knows how anybody's had their weekend. But Monday, that was religious. That's what
You
we called
must
it,
be
Monday
there.
prayers. Now, I asked myself, what is this nonsense? We are sitting here, we are drinking, talking about what? What we did last weekend, or how we were great in school, or who's doing what in their personal lives. Nothing about where we are going forward. What we're going to do tomorrow. I said, I've had it. And I quit. And that had a profound effect, because then I started looking for associations beyond my drinking
Alcohol
buddies.
and drinking
Because
buddies.
when you're around them and you're not drinking, it's not the same thing.
True.
So I started ending up with people who are much older than me. So by 25, 26, 27, I was hanging around with people who are 40. I can tell you, they opened my world. Completely. You start seeing life very different spectrum. Very different.
What is that alcohol was taking away from you?
Growth. Alcohol is very good because if you want to remain in your club, in your pool of friends, you don't grow. Growth is synonymous with growing beyond your current pool of friends, especially the friends that you've grown up with in school, grown up in your life. Because the world is bigger than any of you. The world is huge. You're just a speck. We all are. So the more you expand, the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you internalize and find your own calling. All right?
Yes, sir.
And that is what alcohol takes away from people. You only drink with your friends, with a particular people. Okay? Because that's where you feel free to let go.
If I knew this earlier, I've done 3 years sober now, and I can tell you, my life has not been the same. I'm not celebrating 3 years in February, and I can tell you, I don't think even my finances and even my focus, vision, planning, organization,
everything changes. Everything changes. Everything. You start looking for other interests, other things. You start planning different. And you learn more. So it was the greatest thing. Now, then you move on to your womanizing. It's no longer meaningful. So you look for more meaning in relationships. And imagine I met my wife when I was 33. Married her at 34, a year later. And I knew she was my wife.
How did you know?
I met her at a birthday party, and I just knew. I don't want to call it, maybe it's love at first sight, but I just knew. In fact, I told the birthday boy, he was my friend, it was a surprise birthday party. I said, that's my wife. He said, huh? He knew the sister, so they came to wish him happy birthday. Right? And I said, that is my wife. And he said, you're kidding. I said, that is my wife. I must meet her in the next few days. I must meet her. And I pressurized him. So eventually he hosted a dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
she
you
came.
didn't speak to her that day? You didn't speak to her
No,
that day?
no. We just kept looking at each other.
But you knew?
Yeah, I knew.
Akiangaimwa.
I knew. I knew. Yes. And sure enough, 3-4 days later when we met for dinner, even she knew.
That you were the husband?
Yeah. She knew I was.
What kind of frequency antenna you guys were
in
using
fact,
at that time?
She was trembling. She knew it. And that's, we just knew it. It was, yes. And it's now, what, 28, 29 years? Not
Still
bad.
going strong.
Yeah, not bad.
Do you
Not
guys
bad.
fight?
Of course you fight. It's normal. You don't have an honest relationship if you don't fight.
Are you still
But
stubborn?
what happens is that in time, you learn to understand each other. So the fighting goes down. Now we don't fight. Over what? Now we discuss, we debate.
Come on.
One gets angry and says, okay, let me not scream today, or shout today, or make a noise, I'll confront it tomorrow. and we discuss. There's nothing that you can't discuss.
Who reaches out the first one during a disagreement?
I don't think we measure.
Because I still think a little bit stubborn.
In the beginning, yes, I look stubborn.
Like, she has to. I'm the man in this house. She has to come and talk to me because I'm the man in this house.
Daktari, after all these years of marriage,
Yes,
in all honesty, it just comes. It's not that we've not been through silent treatment, been through this, been through that. We've been through all those things. For some of us, we react different to silent treatment. Silent treatment to me doesn't work. Because, silent treatment to me is you're the one who is stewing. Sasa is with you, not me. Go on. For me, I move on.
I'll be right here.
So she learns that is not something to do anymore. It's better to confront. So yeah. Maybe for you, silent treatment will bother you. But for me, see, Sasa, you're keeping your boiling to yourself. It's not here. So me, I just go on. So people are different. So you learn. And she also learns me. No, that doesn't work, so do something else. It's normal. But the thing of first, second, who goes first, it's just, you don't measure it. In the beginning, that's when you have those ego, foundation building. I'm a man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But over time, she's my friend. She's always been. So really, what can't we overcome? Yeah, we are friends. We are really friends. There's nothing we can't talk about, nothing we don't share. So,
how much have you ever spent on an apology?
Spent?
Like
you mean money-wise?
No, I don't even money. Maybe it could like by the hii imeshindikania Kenya. Hii lazima isolve Cape Town.
No, we've never really gone to that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, we haven't. We haven't. As I told you, in African culture, you don't believe in parting. Wendi umefanya majabu, lakini I'm glad to hear that still at home. I asked some Mzungu friends of mine many years ago. You meet Mzungu today, he's married to somebody. The next time he's coming with somebody else. And then you find that because my wife became friends of their wives, you find that when you host them all together. So one time, I asked a couple. There were, I think, about 3 or 4 couples. And they were all separate, but some had been intermarried. I asked them, okay, so you people laugh at Africans, right? That we get 2 or 3 wives. Okay? And you call us promiscuous, polygamous,
and
all those things. Okay, so tell me here, because now one of the fellows had been married 3 times. He was now there with his 3rd wife, but his first wife was there. I said, so now you divorce because you fall in love with a new girl. So you leave your first wife who is here to go on with the children and you pay. Then another one. Now this is the 3rd one. I want to ask the women, what do you prefer? To be sincere, would you have preferred to be under one home, under this man, or just keep changing your children to different homes? And do you know what they said? They said, actually, Africans were wiser than us. This divorce thing has such social impacts on us personally and our children. It's phenomenal. But we are so sensitive to this thing called infidelity, disloyalty, unfaithfulness, so-called falling in love with somebody else, that we say now we can't be in love with more than one person, one woman, and we lose it.
So polygamy is a reality to you, sir?
In other words, are you doing polygamy?
No, I'm not. I don't live with any of them. I'm not in any way. I don't indulge sexually, or I just appreciate them for honoring me, for carrying my children. So I make sure they have
mind if they marry elsewhere?
I don't mind.
Okay, so that's not polygamy.
I don't.
So what you're doing is not polygamy.
Yes.
You're divorced.
Yes. We had a very mutual understanding. But the men who have come in, they've struggled.
With them?
Yes.
Because they can't meet up to your
I'm
level.
very much present. At least that's why you should give it up to me. At least that's why you should give it up to me. I've made sure they live very comfortable lives. Both the children, they know they can always call on me.
Daktari, you know, there are 3 stages in life.
Oh God.
You're born, you get married, children in a sense, in family, and you die. Only one do we choose.
Marriage.
Yes. So when you make it, is it supposed to last forever or is it supposed to get
Supposed
lost?
to last forever.
So now you've made the choice twice and you failed.
But I will
Asa,
again.
No, I'm just asking.
No, I will. I have.
So you'll do a third time and you hope to be third time lucky.
I'm a better person right now.
So you hope to be third
Why
time
do I
lucky.
feel like I'm defending
Daktari.
myself? I close the show.
You see,
Open the show. Close the show. This is it, sir. Allow me to say this. I have learned my mistakes. And I don't walk around putting the whole blame on them. I know, like my first marriage, I know it was all, I was just being a man. I'm a lover of curvaceous women. And I saw Nyash. And
that's your weakness. It came late. Were you a late bloomer?
No, not really.
No.
But,
Were you a late bloomer?
Yeah,
In other words, beyond your teens, did you start?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you're a late
But
bloomer.
Nyash was the, because
No, I
my
advise a lot of women.
Yeah.
Because
my
women, watch out for late bloomers. Wale ambao are discovering women in their 20s.
I was dealing with a lot of self-esteem issues when I was young.
Shida.
So then the second one, truth be told, alcohol played a very big part. All right. So I walk around also being
bloomer.
accountable.
Late bloomer.
Come on.
Late bloomer.
But now the woman that I will walk down the aisle now officially, and I'm saying this because I know your PR team is also listening. You will receive a card.
Okay.
And I pray that you come, sir. I'll be honored.
I will come.
Please.
I will come.
This time I intend things to be right. I'm not getting a kid before walking down the aisle. I'm not moving anyone before there's an official. I'm very keen on doing things in a more...
Why do you think this is the right one now?
Yeah, I feel like we are aligned to the same path.
What does that mean?
There's an alignment.
What does that mean? You know, people
Even
use language. Alignment. What is this?
It was not during
What
your time.
is this? What is this alignment business?
No,
I would like to understand it.
No, this
Because
is
I
how
think
I
it's
feel.
just language.
No, this is how I feel, sir. This is how I feel, sir. I have been gauging the women that I have been trying to court in between until this. I've been gauging based on the level of conflict resolution. All right. If I find there's too much flair and hot fire for me, all right, I see you throwing things around the house, phones, TVs. When we go out for Shere,
Daktari,
yes,
is your mother alive?
very much alive.
She's still with your father?
Yes, they are.
She is.
Yes.
You love your mother.
Oh, amazingly.
She brought you up well.
Yes.
So what were her values?
She's very calm.
No, those are not her values. What are her values?
Loyalty, humility.
No, what are her values? Don't tell me actions. What are her values?
I'm in school today. I love values.
Yes.
As a person or even
That's where it starts.
I'm listening.
See, that's the home you grew up in.
Yes.
And you're happy.
Yes.
You have a 2-parent home.
Yes.
You're lucky. That's where it starts.
Okay.
If you don't know your mother's values,
No, I've seen.
I can assure you, you'll not pick the right values in a woman. What are your mother's values?
I'm looking at patience.
No.
That is what I've
Values.
seen.
No. Patience is not values. You're talking about actions. Values. What is the core of your mother?
I'm speaking based on what I've seen.
How can you not know the core of your mother?
No, this okay. You are saying what I'm mentioning characters.
No,
there.
patience is not a core. Those are actions. What you're
Okay.
discussing are actions. What is the core of your mother?
I'll have to revisit that.
Right.
Mm.
That's where you start. What is the core of somebody?
I understand what has made the marriage work, but now I need to look at it from the core.
No. What has
perspective.
made the marriage work is the core, not actions. The core determines the actions.
Good.
Yes. What is the core of your mother? How long have they been married?
They are doing more than 35 years now.
There you go. Your years.
Mm.
That's where you start.
I hear you. But now I'll end up looking for my mom in every
No.
woman.
Core values. See, it's a successful marriage.
Yes.
Then I thought you want a successful marriage.
Yes, I do.
So what are the core values? You were brought up in that home.
Yes.
So you have got them. You've just not identified them even yourself. That is what will make it work. Because you were taught those core values.
But harusi utakuja. Harusi la lazima utakuja.
Lakini if you go and fail again,
No, this
don't
time
make
I'm
me
not-
participate in
No,
something
no, no.
that goes to Anguka.
No. I can promise you. I can promise you on this one.
Nitakasirika kabisa.
No. I can promise you on this one.
No,
This
there's
one
nothing
can't
like
fail.
that. You know,
This
you
one
cannot
can't fail.
promise somebody else's life.
Okay, I'm
You
saying
promise your own life.
I promise me. I'm promising me.
That what?
This one has to work.
Yet you cannot tell me core values.
No, what I've told you is this. I can feel the values then,
How?
but I need to identify because
How?
what I'm explaining is probably what I've seen it work.
What?
I've seen the way they solve their issues. My parents are very calm in solving issues. All
Why?
right, they
Why?
have never argued in our presence. All right, I'm saying this is the problem now. Maybe
That's
you,
conflict resolution.
of which I'm telling you is what I've been
But that
looking
is,
at.
those are actions. Conflict resolution are situations come and how you act. So
What is a core?
does
Give me
what
an
is a core
example.
value? No,
Give me an example.
No.
No, give me an example.
No, I'm not going to give you. I'll come to your next show, hoping that you have understood what I'm
Okay,
saying.
that is my homework.
And then
Mm.
you challenge me about whether they are or not. You must discover yourself, not to be told by me.
That is my homework.
And I ask everybody to feel like that. What are core values of a human being? Core.
That is my homework.
Yes.
As you
What
get
are
to
the core values of your mother that has made that marriage work for 35 years? Your father, the same. What?
what I think a core.
That is what
cause.
informs the actions that you see. Patience, conflict resolution, this. There's
Loyalty,
something else.
submission.
What is it?
Okay. That is my homework, sir. Give that to me.
It's like character.
Mm.
What defines character?
School.
What you have gone through in life
Mm.
determines your,
character.
yes, especially hardship,
Yeah.
determines
Your character.
character. Not your personality, not your actions, but
Mm.
your character.
Mm.
So your core values are determined by how you were brought up, yet you've not identified them. And they're in your mother and in your father. What has made it successful? You are a living example of a successful marriage from your parents. Alafu wewe unaenda sasa number 3. So what went wrong?
I feel like now you're attacking me.
No, I'm
No, boys. I feel now.
No,
I feel now.
Daktari, I'm not. Because
I hear
I'm
you,
sure
Celia.
you're not the only example. I would even excuse you if you came from a single mother home, all these things. Because sometimes you don't know what a marriage is.
Mm.
You know what a marriage is.
Yes.
How can you be not perpetuating the same as
I
what
think
you
maybe
grew
that's
up?
the reason why I was very quick. If I sense it's not coming out as my parents, then I leave.
Yeah, so that means your decision in the first place was wrong.
Yes.
Why?
I didn't identify the call.
I hope you've identified now.
Yes, I have.
No, you just told me about actions, conflict resolution.
We have updated.
No.
We have
You
updated.
have not. All you identified was conflict resolution, which is actions.
There are a lot of things that I've been looking
Why
at.
have your parents worked?
Now, it looks like whatever I'm describing a character. But for me, that is what I've seen work. I'm explaining what I've seen works.
What about their character? What informed their character?
Individually now,
Yes.
dad is very focused.
What informed that focus?
What he's gone through in life.
Yeah, what?
Maybe birth position number 1.
No. Get to the core. Who is he? Who's your dad?
Sunday. At this point, that is
Who
my
is your
homework.
dad?
That is my
Who
homework.
is your mom? If
No,
you don't know
for me,
that,
I'm explaining what I've admired in them.
Huh?
I'm explaining what I admire in them.
You're talking about what you see, the actions you see.
Mm.
But who are they? Who are they?
All right. I get the point.
That's where it begins.
I have never
And you
not had
are
an
very
answer.
fortunate because
I know.
you have parents who've had a successful marriage. You're very fortunate. How can you not think or feel responsible that that is a duty unto you to show your children what you had.
I hear you, sir.
I mean, yeah.
Politics. No, we have to. The more I continue here, Wafula is already counting his dollars. As we finish, sir, we of course, I really do appreciate you have challenged my mind. We cannot go past that, sir. You've left my mind really thinking. And I owe you an answer on that one.
Yes.
And I owe myself first.
Wafula, remember that.
The third one must go through. This time we're not messing up. As we get into what we are getting to know you for, you have gone through all probably the most modern political tribulations. I mean, your house has been broken into, abduction and all these things. What still keeps you going every single day? Your house has been broken. Lies have been formulated about you. Things have been said about you. You have been connected to a lot of things that we are not sure. What keeps Jimmy still focused every single day that you still want to lead this country?
I'll be sincere.
Yes, sir.
I believe one always has a destiny and a purpose for living. A purpose for living. Where I am in my life is a consequence of a journey. And I say, God takes you on these journeys. That's why I accept and I have no regrets. I live today with confidence. And I look forward to tomorrow without fear. Because whatever I've been through in life has been a journey decided somewhere. Decided somewhere. Okay? To lead you to where you are supposed to go. I am a true believer of that. And I can't tell you, my father was in politics. I had a lot of friends at the time whose fathers were in politics. Today, I don't even know where they are. We don't hear of those families anymore. We don't hear of those children. In fact, as we grow up, as you said in St. Mary's, you can talk about Kenyatta's and maybe myself. But we had everybody else. Of those days, those big names of those days, they were there. Okay? So why am I in it? It must mean there must be something I'm supposed to achieve. And I believe the exposure I've had in my life, what I have seen, what I've visualized, what I have been through, what I've experienced, the rooms I've been in, cannot be for me to just take it home to my family. It must be for a greater good.
Point out.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Even those horrible experiences you're talking about, I have never imagined I would have policemen breaking down doors in my house. Me, a criminal? Never. Me, police. People say I have a bunker in my house.
Yeah, they say you have
And
a
all those
bunker.
things. Whatever it is I have that I built for security was never about keeping the police out. It was about if there's a problem here, you're keeping Wakora out or something.
So you don't really have that.
No, I'm not going to tell you what I have or don't have. Why should we inform them?
Call values.
But never imagined that people I helped save their lives would be coming after me. Never. Why was I even in a position to help them? Why did they seek my help? Uhuru and Ruto. Why was I a big cog in the Kibaki government? Why is it I knew Moi one-on-one? Even beyond my father being a minister.
You had your own individual friendship.
Yes. Why? Why? A lot of the people I know and have known in this arena, look at Raila. I knew him in 1990, 91, before he went to detention. Right? Or Orengo, Raila's father. And I was a young man. Paul Muite, who you're now, who's handed me his party. I knew, why was I exposed in those rooms?
There was a plan.
As a young man, yeah. Yeah.
Are you angry at, not even angry, what is the expectation of Ruto partnership?
I'm glad you're asking me that question, though, because this is something a lot of people have asked me. You must remember that I didn't go to them. They came to me.
Oh.
Right?
They needed help.
Yes.
What kind of help, sir?
And it's because they had not taken advice from some of us about ICC, about trying to set up a local tribunal to deal with ICC. He said, these Muzungus will come for you. And sure enough, they did. Then it was, how do we get out of this? You're a very good strategist. You're good at seeing this thing and, how do you see this? And that's where we began. But I extracted one major thing from them. If the people save you, you must remember this is now my generation. Kibaki was our father's generation. I said, we are going into a new generation of power. Right? That's why you saw one of the biggest slogans we had was digital analog. We're moving from analog to
digital.
We're moving a huge generation. We are moving to a new constitution of Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta had the privilege, like his father, of ushering in a new constitution. And I said, if the people save you, we save this country. We know a lot more than even our fathers knew about the world. There's a time to really change this country to be something like we had never imagined. And I said, that is a commitment. And changing means that you too must also repent. Whatever sins that you're being accused of, you must
repent.
You must repent. I had no other deliverable to myself. Contrary to what you hear.
No power. Like I want.
I had no position. No. In fact, I remember Uhuru asking me, Sasa, which ministry do you have somebody? Because you don't want to be in
any political
appointment. In any appointment. I said no. I have done the MOU. I'm the one who did the MOU. I even still have the original that they signed. Imagine they didn't trust each other with it.
So are you saying they doubted each other from the beginning?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It was very hard. You must remember, they had been together since 2002. When Moi had put them together.
Yes.
Come 2007, right? 5 years on, they were on opposite sides. And the communities were killing each other. Uhuru believed Ruto was the worst person on earth. Blood on his hands. And Ruto believed even Uhuru was selling him and trying to finish him in ICC. It's just fortunate that they were both hung. Okay? So they all decided Raila is the consequence.
So let me ask,
the blame.
Before we get to Raila, you are of the Kikuyu nation.
Yes.
Uhuru is of the Kikuyu nation.
Yes.
Then these are the top fighting tribes, Kalenjin versus Kikuyu. How does Ruto get to trust
me
that these two Kikuyus will not come?
Now, I want you to. What's interesting? I grew up with Uhuru. We went
Even
to school
worse.
together.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and we were family friends. He used to visit my house all the time with his brother, his family. I used to visit them even when his father was president. Yes. Okay, we were close. But after 2002, we were very much Kibaki. After 2002, Uhuru and I were not friends. We were political enemies.
Kauko?
Political enemies. I felt disgusted that he accepted to be used as a project by Moi. And he felt that a lot of the slander campaign that he got came from us who knew him. Okay? Which is okay.
Did it?
Right? It was not true, but he believed it.
All right, sir.
So even as leader of opposition, one of his targets was Jimmy. Okay? Any stone he could throw at Jimmy, who is somewhere in that Kibaki government, he would do it. All right? So we were not friends. Ruto, I met in 2006. And we hit it off immediately. Right?
What do you admire about
We
him?
were good friends.
What was his core?
Well, I'll tell you, he seemed very energetic. He took a script and developed it very well in terms of, this is something to do. He would go out there and do it 10 times. He was very good. Okay. At the time, I was also very close to Raila. So I was one of those that encouraged him to be with Raila. Okay?
All right.
To build that unit beyond 205 after the referendum. To be
Referendum,
with Raila.
ODM, and of course.
Even when Kalonzo was trying to veer off, he would come to me and tell me, Kalonzo was saying we go together. I said, no, just stick with Raila. So he took my political acumen seriously, very seriously. And I used to tell him, one thing you're going to be is competition to Raila because you have got that political energy. Wake up politics, sleep politics. You go anywhere for siyasa. Even a small function of 2 people.
It's politics.
He'll be there. Okay? He was very energetic. I knew Raila like that when he was younger. Sure enough, after 2007, they were in big fights together, 2007, 2008. And after 2007, 2008, 2009, they were in big fights. I want you to imagine that it is Ruto who now brought Uhuru to me. So it's not the other way around.
Oh. So Ruto caused the reconciliation.
Yes. So to Ruto, I am to be trusted. I am his man. I'm not Uhuru's man.
Interesting. But does he know of your prior relationship and ties?
In fact, I used to tell him I can't sit down with that fellow. And Uhuru used to tell him the same. Right? He is the one who put us together. Wow. All right. And one of the first meetings I had with Uhuru when we now sat privately, I said, which other family do we know that deals in politics, that is in this national game that we grew up with? I said, if you can name 5, he said, I can only name 1. I said, oh, you. So I said, it's the 2 of us. Your interest is politics, mine is biashara. So where is the conflict? We have no conflict. Your Minister of Finance, you're just asking, has Jimmy got anything here? You want to kill it? I said, where are we competing? We're not competing. You do your politics. Now he said, yes, I need your help. I said, pass.
Let's talk.
But that's how Ruto trusted me. And even at the very end, because it's a long story, by the time we're doing that MOU, I am the witness for Ruto's signature. Jomo Gichaga is the witness for Uhuru's signature. Do you understand?
I get you.
I have the original. They did not trust each other with the original. They both trusted me to keep it. That if it ever goes to court, right? And the one who has to present the original, otherwise those documents cannot be certified. You understand?
So Salemias, did you when you started seeing the rift coming out in public between the 2 of them, especially towards the end of the first term, were you shocked?
No. Please understand this. They got to power, and remember my take home. You must repent.
Yes.
It didn't take 1 year now saying I want nothing to do with you guys.
Vita ilianza.
Hey, my friend, we understand this country very well. And you know when a government starts doing some things that will finish people. The template of Kibaki was thrown in the lake. We don't need it anymore. Yet Kibaki was a template of growth, both for our political freedoms and our economic. Okay? When Kibaki got to power, we never feared, even if he had the old constitution, that when you talk in a bar, you're going to be picked up. Those days you would be picked up during Moi's time for talking in a bar. You'd be abducted. And you could even be detained without trial. These days, now they are detaining without trial abductions and then denying that they held you. Okay? Because the law is not on their side. Illegal detentions. Those days there was legal detentions. Right? So Kibaki, with that powerful constitution of Moi, we exercised political freedom. And it climaxed with the new constitution. We exercised economic freedom. We started having a modicum of growth. Without a government, you could get a loan for 3%. interest rate. People are investing. They understood the stock market. They didn't know it before.
The weather was clean.
Kenyan shares, Safaricom were done those days. So we had started enjoying. Then you find these young men who are supposed to tweak it from the older generation, decided they want to go back to, like Jomo Kenyatta had not left power. Okay? 1978. And that's where we parted. Because I saw the wanton economic destruction that was coming to Kenyans. So within a year, we had fought about two major things. One was SGR, and one was Eurobond. I said, you are finishing Kenyans. I can't be anywhere near this. This is just going to be a problem.
Filth.
And when, as they say, the shit hits the fan, it will be me.
Again.
That you blame. Because you're the politicians with the mouth. Hey, Nule. This man misled us. That fellow came and looted everything here. He cheated us. Okay?
But
I don't want anything to do with this.
But Moish, who owns SGR then? Who owns SGR? Because Kenyans, we don't even know. I love SGR. I use it. Even Expresso is. But who? Kenyans is confused. We don't know. Is it tunashinga tu tunalipanga hido? Leo unasikia blogs zinatuambia hivi, kesho unasikia blogs zinatuambia hivi.
Okay. So, Daktari.
Yes, sir.
That is a project a fellow will tell you I know intimately. I think I must have been one of the first people when I think he was in the Standard that he came to interview. When things were very hot, noise all over, before they started the construction, this good man came to see me. And he said, everybody is saying you're annoyed with this thing, imechukuliwa from you, what is it? What is it? And he got to the core of the story and did a beautiful headline piece, and subsequently several others. SGR, I conceptualized in 2008 with the same company called China Road and Bridge, with the then managing director, a man called Dufay. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And the gist of it was that we revamp the line, right, from meter gauge to SGR, more stability, but we do it privately, from Mombasa to Malaba.
That was the plan.
That was the plan. And try and get people to invest in the rolling stock, because you make money not from passengers, unfortunately. You make money from goods. Passenger traffic for rail anywhere in the world you lose money. If you look at the bullet trains, even in Japan or China, especially now, passenger trains, you don't make much money. You actually lose money. In China, they justified economies of scale because you're moving people. So we create an economy where it is you're moving.
Mm-hmm.
So it adds to the sum. But on the operations, you lose money. Here we don't have that volume of people to really move to one area to another that really will spur growth. So passenger traffic is normally loss. You make money out of goods. And the thing with the railway is that rail does not really stimulate an economy as much as roads. Okay?
Okay.
So railway, you've got to be very clear. Now, we conceptualized it as a private project from Mombasa to Malaba. And we had done a costing. What we needed was help to make sure we can do the costing because it was a concession owned by a company called RVR.
Mm-hmm.
So the government was very gracious to us. Minister of Transport at the time, Makwere, very good.
So, yeah.
Raila was very good.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, at one time called all the RVR people and said, I'll cancel, you're refusing the people to do a technical study. So we were allowed in. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Government was very gracious to us. So we did a study. That costing was at the time 55, 60 billion. We were not going upwards, it was down. And what we knew, with 6 or 7 companies that do most of the goods, from fuel oil to wheat, maize, those sort of products, we would recover that money in 7 years if we could get somebody to manage and invest in the rolling stock. We got somebody who was prepared to rent the rolling stock and manage it. So it was like a real estate project. I want you to imagine that in 7-8 years, would have returned our money and started making profits. So it was a fantastic
Which
business
should
venture.
have been almost
phenomenal.
any time from now.
No, we would have made it. 7 years, a long time ago, actually. Would have been making good money. What we were not doing was going up. You know, this thing of up. Civil works are go up.
Yeah.
We're just staying to the ground.
The ground.
That project became a project that was 380 billion done by government between Mombasa and Nairobi. And then another 180 or so from from Syokimau to Naivasha. So it became a 500 billion shilling project. When wine was 55, from Mombasa to
Malaba.
And it became a project of debt, not a private project. In other words, people's money was not being invested. Wananchi's money, taxpayers' money. Ours did not have taxpayers at all. We were giving Kenya Railways a piece of shareholding because we were on their land. That's it. So they were going to get a dividend. We were not taking taxpayers' money. So that is the difference. And we had very good soft credit to do it.
So you guys were set. Approvals were done. Construction starts.
Yes. Then people start saying, oh, it's too vital to give it to private people. So what are you talking about? Hata leo iko hapa. I mean, what do you mean to? You can just shut it off and then we're in trouble. No, people start bringing excuses for government. You start realizing that at the end of the day, you're competing with the government. Government is like a private company.
On itself.
Yes. Now you're taking away its pieces of it.
And it's
it
probably
doesn't want.
legacy at
Yes,
some point.
it doesn't want. No, it's a private company. The Mzungu set up a private company called GOK. I'll come to that. Now, it became a big argument. So I said, this thing is nonsense. How do you go from this figure to 380? This is looting. What return can we do here?
Yeah.
380 was almost 4 billion at the time. Shillings. Loan. $4 billion. Loan.
It's a whole lot of money.
Under Kibaki, I don't think we had passed $700 million loan.
But this
That
one
just
single
project-
item.
One single item. What is this? Now, a government, you need to understand, has two sources of revenue. Debt and taxes. Those are the main sources of revenue. And I like to say everything else, even when you pay for a license of your car or as they make you do an ID, at the end, that is tax. But they are trying to call it something else. All right? So once you blow up any of them, it has an impact on Wananchi. Debt is tax in advance. You take a loan today, your salary pays in the future, isn't it?
Debt in
So
advance.
tax pays in the future. So the more you take here that does not return, the more you have to raise taxes to pay. I said, you're hanging Kenyans. Is this what you're doing? You're hanging Kenyans.
Did they listen?
I want nothing to do with this thing. So even when Wafula came to me, it's like, ikitu ni mbaya. In fact, I want everyone to say I'm not in it. Even it was my deal that has gone. It's okay. At least they say I'm not in it. Because one day, the truth will come out. And Kenyans will really know how they've been cheated. But let me tell you, Daktari, because now we've done a good audit on it. I never imagined, even when I was talking to Wafula, I thought people were eating 200 billion or something. I never imagined what had happened. Never. What happened? And I'll surmise it this way. See, it cost 500 billion.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
So the finance agreement said this. 90% comes from China, 10% comes from Kenyans. All right? The 10% triggers the 90%. So Kenyans, 10% of 500 is
It's 50.
50B. Kenyans are to pay from their taxes 50B, and the Chinese will advance a loan of 450. Over 15 years, right? 3 years grace on interest. Right? That is the agreement signed.
On paper.
2 finance agreements. So we did an audit, like I've done with other debt. All right? So we just did an audit to see whether we got the money from China. All right? So the process was this. When construction happens, the company China Road and Bridge gives a certificate to Kenya Railways. Kenya Railways sends a certificate to Treasury. Treasury gives them 10% and then forwards the 90% to China Exim to pay. After we have paid our 10%. All right? That 10% grant from Treasury is called Self-Raising Finance Grant, Treasury, to Kenya Railways for the construction of SGR. So we just did the sum. Did we get the money from China?
No.
Check. Yes. We've seen the drawdown certificates, 450.
Came in.
Yes.
Hit the account.
It hit China Road and Bridges account, not our account. All right? Then, did we pay our 10%? We just did the sums. It's there in public records. It's called Self-Raising Finance Grant. So we just did the math. This year, how much? Next year, how much? It wasn't 50 billion.
Oh, no.
We paid 644 billion from the Treasury.
Oh, okay. Was it a system mistake?
No. 644. So Kenyans paid for that railway and more from their taxes. And yet we're still paying a loan of 450
It is well.
billion, of which to date is still 300 billion outstanding. So we paid China Road and Bridge for a contractual project of 500. We paid them 1.1 trillion. Does that make sense? So 600 billion and change above the contractual cost. So China Road and Bridge took our money and packed it for somebody. And that somebody, or those people, came and then said, oh, we are investing in expressway. China Road and Bridge comes and invests 100 billion.
Again.
But it's the same money. It's our money. It's the same money.
So
you've out of the 600 extra, you have washed 100. It's a laundry. See, now it's legitimate when you pay ticket. Yeah, but it's our money.
So is it paying for
and
expressway?
you've still got 500. Maybe they're investing in other parts of the world. So I think you need to understand this. No, it's phenomenal. You know, when you talk these figures,
I'm getting angry.
People can't conceptualize many times, but it's the reality of the problem we are facing.
So is it legal to pay for the expressway, sir? Is it legal that I pay?
Yeah. But it's your expressway.
So should it be?
So what happens
off?
at the end of the day? All right, one day,
it should be scrapped off.
No, one day we are going to take hold of it as a recovery of assets, because the investment that went into it was our money. Yeah. All right. Then at the time you can say whether you're going to charge or not. But right now it is a private concern. So you need to understand what has been happening here the last 15 or so years.
President Ruto spoke profoundly at the United Nations.
I don't
summit.
listen to him, so I don't know what he says.
Oh, come on,
when
he's the
starts,
president.
No, I can't hear him. When I hear his voice, I just zone out, even if he's playing in the background. I can't hear. So what did he say?
But he's the president.
I can't even read what he says anymore.
Okay, one of the things he spoke about Pan-Africanism. Two, he spoke about Africa needs a permanent
Do you
seat.
actually believe that man believes in anything? I mean, just really, it's just a waste.
But the whole of Africa is celebrating him.
William Ruto is a waste of time.
Come on,
If
no.
Africans want him, why don't they take him?
Wanjigi,
Why doesn't he become president away from Kenya? He's wasting our time and even their time. And they'll realize it.
This was your friend. He picked up after your political
William
acumen.
Ruto is a fake human being. An apology. I'm sure even where God is, he's saying, I hope you guys have learned a lesson. I can give you useless people. So I hope you are learning a lesson. Let me tell you, if you believe anything that comes from William Ruto's mouth,
can you deposit 100 million in my account before
you need to go to Mathare? No.
I have
honestly,
children to feed.
If you can
just put 100 million in my account in case of anything.
Daktari, You can hear something from William Ruto's mouth. Please go to Mathare. Let me take you.
He's my president. He's your president.
No. You're an educated man. You have a man with a brain.
That's what
How long does it take you to define the character of somebody? If you have not analyzed this man by now, you are still listening to him.
But you didn't see that in the beginning.
Yes. But when I did, I moved away. So if in these few years, you have not seen who William Ruto is.
Inflation is now down at 4.5%.
Oh, what was it before?
What was it? 6, 8 point what?
Oh, is that
but now it's
is that the indicator? So do you have money in your pocket? Do you have money?
Well, I do.
No, do you have money?
I do.
Do Kenyans have money in their pockets?
Kenyans don't have money.
Right. So those are simple economic instruments. Wafolo will tell you. We're going through what is called stagflation, which is recession and inflation at the same time. Yeah, stagflation. You have recession, so you're not growing, and you have inflation at the same time. So you use instruments, and any instrument you use. So if you want to curb inflation, you raise interest rates. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then things become too expensive. Nobody can afford. So prices look for the level people can afford. And you bring down inflation. But what happens when you have stagflation is that you increase recession. You fast track in recession. In other words, people stop growing even faster. All right?
Yes.
Now, when you want to change inflation, right? Okay, you lower interest rates like they're trying to do. Okay, right? When you want to now change a recession, right? So you lower interest rates so people have more money, but then you get inflation.
So what is hapo Judo?
So those instruments we know. The problem is that stagflation is the worst economic crisis for a country. When you're not growing and you have inflation at the same time. Those instruments, one affects the other. You lower interest rates, you increase recession. You raise interest rates, you increase inflation. All right? So the only way a government can deal with that problem is through tax. Giving people money other than the systems. So I cut your tax, I don't increase.
But now,
so I give you money, right, for some growth. You understand? From the government. I give you relief. But they can't do that because they've got a big debt problem. 70% of every 100, 70 shillings of every 100, they pay debt. Today I see the Business Daily has done something. They are talking about 1.9 trillion going to debt, right? Over 4.2 trillion budget.
They're
looking at 4.2.
Account.
They're looking at 4.2 instead of looking at what are the expected tax returns. Because you measure on your tax, not on further debt.
The coffers
as revenue. Revenue you take as tax. So that is 70% of all the taxes we give Kasongo, give Zakayo, that go towards debt.
But the coffers are empty.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
So he's trying to...
No, but that's why. He has not changed it. When he found it, it was at 60%.
No?
70.
But
because he's borrowing more and more.
But let me ask, and I'm asking you, and also on behalf of Raila Odinga, I'm asking on behalf of Atoli is also on the other side. I'm asking on behalf of Uhuru Kenyatta, if this guy is so bad as we're being told, how did he end up on that seat with all of you brainies, sir?
Which brainies?
I'm saying with all you guys bright minds. How did one person pass all of you?
This is normally. Come on, you guys. You know, you guys have really got to start analyzing Siasa. I'm glad Wafula is here. You see, Siasa, when people go to vote, I want you to remember this. When people go to vote, in most instances, people vote for themselves. That's why tribe was always a very big thing. You look for your tribesman, you're voting for yourself, unaweka X. So it's very easy when you talk about tribe, because you can say these are numbers. Then you have tribal kings. This was all set up by the Mzungu, right? And partnerships, and then you win. Okay. What William Ruto did, because he knows he's coming from a tribe that maybe is about 13% of the vote of the country, right?
Yeah.
Is that this is not enough. All right? It's not
It's not enough.
not enough. So he stuck to the partnership of Uhuru, because Uhuru brought Kikuyus. All right?
Yeah.
And then said, I've supported him twice.
Like a kumi.
So he expanded his reach. All right?
Yes.
The Gema community. Then he coined a very interesting phrase. Very interesting phrase called hustler. Most Kenyans are hustlers. He identified with Kenyans on the basis that I'm a hustler like you. I'm a have-not. Even I went to school without shoes. I'm a have-not like you. See, most Kenyans are have-nots.
Yes.
There are very few haves.
Yes.
And said, look at Uhuru. He left his birth to go to State House, silver spoon. Raila was born even he was the son of a vice president. These were wados. Me, I'm a chicken farmer. I'm a hustler like you. He expanded his tribe to have-nots and got elected. While the rest, nobody quite knew their messaging. When you start saying Ruto's a thief, how many Kenyans are thieves? See, hustlers are also thieves, some of them. When you say they are this, then he went to the church and said, you see, I'm a humble Christian. How many mothers go to church? He expanded his tribe. He became you.
Does it not make him
So you
smart?
X'd. So you X'd him.
Does it not make him smart?
The politics of have-nots is very dangerous. In other countries like Vietnam, there was a man called Pol Pot who did the same thing. And when the have-nots got in with him, he said, now I take from the haves. Because he had to appease his so-called theory of bottom-up. And it caused the death of over 5,000 people. All right? He ended up going to ICC, was convicted for life. Pol Pot. So it's a very dangerous game. You don't separate society. Remember what I told you, we all want the same things. Basically for our homes, ourselves, our families, our world, our country.
True that.
So why are you separating us? If Daktari, you have got money, do you think other people don't want money? They want.
They want.
But they don't have to take it from you. Do they?
No.
There's more than enough to create. But this mentality is sold for political division. So he gets in. Is he the have-not? The Ruto I see on TV is no longer the hustler. I see him with watches that cost 30 million shillings. So I'm asking, you still believe this guy? I see him take plane trips that are worth hundreds of millions of shillings, hire planes. This is the hustler. This is the cuckoo farmer. The one who went to school with barefoot because Kenyans are living like him on their money. It was a con. So why do you listen to con men? Why do you listen to him anymore?
What if he makes it
Election
for a second
cycles
term?
in this country, after you're elected, you have about 2 years. Third year Kenyans define you. He was defined even before that.
Wow.
He was defined as a liar, as a thief. You still listen to him? I don't even care what he says. It doesn't make any difference to my life. It won't to anybody's. So, why do you waste time? This is somebody to chase away like yesterday. He's now just a waste of our taxes.
What if
our
he makes
space.
it through the second
No,
term?
he won't. He won't.
Are you sure it's a one-term? It's a one-term to the reality, sir.
He's done. He may even end before that.
Oh,
He's
come
done.
on.
Who you?
The Constitution gives him privilege of 5 years.
Who told you that? Where does it say that?
Unless he resigns or
No,
proves
it
insanity.
does not say 5 years. Please. We even have a case in court on that. My deputy Willis is in court over that matter. There's nowhere in the Constitution that says 5 years. It says the election shall be held within the 5th year. Within the 5th year is next year. All right? August 9th. That is within. The next one is outside of the 5th year. So there's no way it says he has 5 years. No. So please, William Ruto is done. And I hope it's a lesson for Kenyans. We must never go back to this sort of nonsense. Never. The greatest thing I've seen is that young people are now involved. Before, they used to think politics is something for other people. It doesn't affect their lives. It affects every part of you, everything about your life. Not some of it, all of it. The life you live, ni hiyo siasa. That government that is there affects your life directly. Not indirectly. Directly.
I hear you. But
Yes.
as we finish up, is the opposition united?
No.
Are you in the opposition?
You know,
actually?
of course I'm in the opposition. Is opposition against Ruto?
Yes.
100%. 110
But are you guys united
110%. No.
I mean, look at what Rigiji.
Are you talking about winning an election?
Yes.
You think it's based on unity? You guys, can you just do some research? Hata muko na wafula hapa. Do some research. Why was unity ever needed? Why?
So nyinyi mnasema ndo lazima tushikane
The
tutoe ujamaa.
Constitution. No, why are you listening? You're still listening. The way Ruto told you,
No,
hustler, you're still listening
no,
to people.
I'm just saying.
I thought you were saying you're growing
No,
from lessons.
what did Rigiji
No,
say?
so you're listening to him now.
Rigiji,
No,
what did Rigiji?
hold on.
No, I'm a journalist. I have to be informed.
The Rigiji.
Are you friends with
I
Rigiji?
remember.
Are you friends with Rigiji?
Just hold. I don't know Rigiji. I met him once or twice.
Please, no.
No, I'm telling you the truth.
Mwesh. Hii ni kiburi sasa.
No. I'll tell
Rigiji
you.
is everywhere.
I'll tell you when I.
Na ametoka US.
I'll tell you when I met Rigiji.
Eh.
I met Rigiji when he came with Ruto to my NDC of Safina in 2022.
Okay.
They invited me to theirs. I invited them to mine.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very clear at a mini presidential candidate. Okay? And I did not join them. Had Raila invited me to his, I would have also invited him to mine. He didn't.
Okay.
The next time I met Rigiji was when Martha invited me to a meeting at Karen Blixen. Right? Where we sat down. That's the first time I sat with the man.
How long ago was that?
When did Martha launch her party, PPL?
I think around 2-3 months
4
ago.
months ago or something, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. I went once. I've never been back.
Are you a loner?
No, it's not a question of loan. You see, what is the unity? What are we uniting about? Are we uniting about tribes or kingpins or issues? Or is it just one term?
To be honest, I'm seeing tribal unity. I'm not seeing issue-based unity.
Correct.
That, and I will say the truth.
Because we can unite on the basis of removing Ruto. But we are removing Ruto is but a symptom. Then what? For the same things to continue. Is that what you want? More conmen. Is that what you want?
Because the kila mtu anataka regional balance. Natembea tulete Waluya, Matiang'i tulete wa Kisii, Rigiji Matakaro tulete wa Kikuyu.
So how it works is this.
Yes, sir.
Every election has a question. What is the question of this election? What is the issue? What are you and I suffering? Maybe you are not. But what are people suffering?
No, you and I might be generally want an economic
why am I
refixing.
one term? Why would I be one term?
Why you one
Not
term?
because I don't like William personally or something.
You said you can't listen to him.
Yeah, because he's a liar.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. And a perpetual, habitual, pathological liar. So why would you take anything that he tells you? Do you listen to habitual, perpetual, pathological liars? Do you?
I don't listen to my ex.
Okay, there you go. You have described that then. Okay, that's the problem. How can you still listen to this man? Right? Now, I am saying that we have a problem. When I go around, people tell me the biggest problem they have is not tribalism.
No, it's not.
We are not at war with each other.
Kenyans are not.
We have peace.
Kenyans are not. Yes, we do actually.
It's not religion.
Ironically.
Is it religion?
Mm-mm.
Is it terrorism?
Mm-mm.
Is it insecurity?
No. Well, a little bit of Nairobi, but no.
But why is there insecurity?
Lack of money.
Right. That's what I hear everyone saying. Lack of
money.
Right. So if you're not hearing the answer to your lack of money, then you're entering the same problem. The same problem.
But wakikuita mkae
Who?
pamoja
No.
muagree. Tuseme,
Unless-
now if you receive a phone call.
I will tell you, no. I had received a call. Do you see me there? No. Why? Because we are not talking about wananchi. We are busy talking about ourselves. Yeah, I want us to unite on the issues of the people. And the issues of the people are beyond one term. One term is a reality. He was cancelled last year by Gen Z. It is now a question of what happens after that. What are Kenyans expecting after that? Even Ruto attempted by saying, after Hustler and Aingia, I'm going to give you bottom up. And then you can explain what bottom up was. What are Kenyans expecting in a new government? Because I can tell you, Daktari, if it's the same thing that continues, now people will say, forget about elections, forget about these systems, let's just have a war here.
Wipigana mpaka.
And we cannot, yes. Because, my friend, the problems are very deep. I talk to a lot of people, I've been a lot of places. All right? People are depressed. There are so many mental cases because of this thing called the economy. Young people are coming out and there's no hope. The economic promise was stolen a long time ago. We have major issues here. And most of it caused because of lack of money. People are dying of the smallest things just because of lack of money. Smallest ailments. My friend, no.
So
We have 60 million people. All right? If one is not focused on true and absolute economic revolution for them and change for them, there's nothing here. Somebody can sit tomorrow under that united thing you're talking about. 3 months, where you'll be on the streets yourself, Daktari. You, 3 months. When you go to the ballot, I advise Kenyans, and I really advise Kenyans because today they have started the exercise of registration to really take kuras. Last time I know 4 million Kenyans did not take votes. And you must imagine 7 million, 8 million almost did not vote. All right? We would love to see a register of about 30 million Kenyans. And we hope this time we have 75, 80, 90% turnout. All right? When you go to that ballot, you're putting an X to somebody who's answering the question
to your why.
To your why, to your life. Beyond that election. One term is just that election. Then what? Must answer beyond. This thing of unity, Daktari, before you go on, this thing of unity, people must understand also, the Constitution is also fairly clear about unity. All right? It says you go out there. If somebody does not attain 50 plus 1, the top 2 go to the next election. It is called runoff. So the Constitution unifies us anyway. Why are we afraid of a runoff? If that's what it takes. We are going to be unified, one way or another. But let us be unified about issues that are affecting us in this election. And we know the issue. If that answer is not on that ballot, don't vote. Wachana nayo. If it is, vote correctly.
I want to clap on the show, sir. Wow. We have... Just give me a yes or a no on 2 questions as I clear up. Will the broad-based government make it till the end?
What is the end?
According to your within term, you mean? Will Raila stick to Ruto until the tail end of whatever the eventuality?
Raila will stick to his interests.
Oi. He's Baba.
His interests. Whatever his interest will be.
So if his interest is Jimmy Wanjigi,
then he will stick there. He will come to Jimmy Wanjigi.
Is Jimmy Wanjigi going? Can he promise us that is going till the end?
Absolutely.
On the ballot box.
Absolutely.
No coalition, no stepping down, no I will support because of...
Let me assure you of something.
Yes, sir.
You asked me why I'm doing this. Do you think if there was somebody else I could see who could address these issues that we know of, I would be doing it.
I'll
I'll be very happy, relaxing in my life. Let others do it. I have not heard it from anybody. Sijasikia.
Maraga.
I've not seen, but are they addressing the issues? Maraga is talking very well about law, about governance. Is that our problem? It's just, but those are symptoms. Remember, we were talking about core. Our core is what?
Don't stress me again, please.
No, what is our core? No, you're saying there are thieves in Nairobi. Why are they stealing?
Money.
Because what? They can't eat.
Yes.
That is their core. Right.
Hunger.
So, are we dealing with policing them or dealing with their core?
Omtata.
But what is he addressing?
Chains.
Which chains? No, I've not understood them. You see, I'm seeing a convergence of agreement on dealing with symptoms, like you and your conflict resolution and patience, rather than core. What is the core? And the core is this. You become president today. You are finding empty coffers. In other words, whatever is there, right? You can't pay salaries even of government. You have to borrow. Fuel in your car, you have to borrow. Food on your table, you have to borrow. Do you understand?
I hear you, sir.
Right?
I understand.
And it is not sustainable. It's going to collapse. So until you address that, it's like your home. You imagine you're borrowing for your rent. You're borrowing for your food on your table.
God forbid.
For your transport. How long do you think you can do it? Not to a biashara that is bringing money to pay it back, but for consumption. How long do you think you can continue? We are collapsing. And if we wait for that to completely finish us, it will be the saddest thing on earth. I doubt we'll have a country. So unless somebody is addressing the core, not governance is symptoms.
Core.
What is the core? People don't have money. They don't have jobs. They don't have self-employment. Even if you have something people can't afford. Core. You can't pay for medical. Nothing. Core. Asante.
I've achieved the core of this interview. My goodness. This is probably for more than a year since the inception of this podcast. This is probably one of the deepest, longest interviews I've ever done. But man, really? We have had a conversation. Remember again, the views that I said on this show are individually owned. I need to cover myself on that right now.
I can see.
Otherwise,
when
you'll
you
find
go
myself. No, you just find unless I find myself in your communications department, campaign strategy team. Ladies and gentlemen, we have picked what you can pick. All right? And my praise that everything that we've listened to the show, we listen to them with calmness, wisdom, and clarity. But of course, I count it an honor once again.
Thank you, Dr.
For granting me this honor. I know, I can imagine how many would want to have you on their podcast. This goes one for the books for me.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're angry or you're happy or you've learned, the comment section is open. Share and share and share. I know this is probably end up in very high places. The message is home. Let's look at it from a point of honesty because this is our country. All right? We have no any other country. So everybody is speaking from a place of genuinity of how can we come together and fix what needs to be fixed. Let's use a thought to Dr. Ofweneke. And again, I understand big appreciation, of course, to my partners. LevFi, the only safest way to send money back at home. And username properties, please start your investment early. You hear he started his investment at 16, 17, 18 years. You need to start early. Get yourself a piece of land. I'm not saying this because for the sake of it all. I have myself bought a piece of land from username property somewhere in Rongai in Nakuru. And I need you to be my partner or my neighbor. Or if that is too far, right here at Imperial Gardens, get yourself a piece of land. There's nothing more I can say. I'm still going home to do my homework. Go. And my mom, I know you're watching. And dad, I know you're watching. Why have you two guys been together? What is the core? Because maybe that core is what is coring me. That I'm not standing in marriage. Guys, have a good time. Bye bye.
Daktari, asante sana.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you too, sir.